Hey Remy, what's up? What spec do you think will be best for me for midnight? For you specifically and only you, BM. My pleasure. Is BM any good in midnight? It doesn't look very good at the moment, but there's tuning coming on several occasions around the season. Hey Surfer UK, welcome to the stream. Hey Leak, what's up? I'm that close to paying for UI for the first time after 20 years, and wow, it looks so good. I'm glad. I'm glad it's making an impression. Surfer UK, thank you so much for the sub. Enjoy the UI. We've just done a lot of back-end changes to the UI. Like we've rewritten the unit frames and cast bars with OUF. They were actually written natty before. So I have been tasked by Blue to do some dungeons, test it, try to break the UI before we release it publicly, and that's kind of what this stream is. And also, they updated the Rested XP pre-preparation leveling guide. So that's what I was going to do. What the hell is Ariel Snap Flash, however? Stormwind, got it. Grab Bible. Demo Donut, thank you for the Prime. Enjoy the UI. Should probably set up my leveling build for Sentinel. Good morning to you as well. Yeah, a bit of an early stream today. Not so common for me. Does anyone have a good revive pet and mend pet macro all in one? Planning to stream anything on launch? I will be streaming the launch. Every expansion since always, every single expansion since Legion at minimum, I have streamed the launch, leveled all the way in one go. Trying to go reasonably fast, but not like I haven't actually leveled on beta or anything. So I'm leveling blind, but I'm trying to do it fast. Hey Clocan. And I think I'll be leveling as survival. And so I should prepare a build for that. Hey Peppo, welcome to the stream. Yeah. Are you also going to be leveling right away on launch, Reest? How's Hunter looking for in Pleasant Midnight? There's no way to know. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. Humps, thank you so much for the Prime. 10 months. Enjoy the UI. Right. I think this is what I'll be starting with for survival leveling. On the class, Talon, Trailblaze is really good. Base movement speed is good. The misdirection stuff is probably redundant initially, but I think it'll become relevant later. Camouflage is always good. Shrink I can live without, I guess. Bane is kind of nice to have too, but I mean, there's just not enough points. Yo, Casey. Hello, thank you for the kind words and welcome to the stream. Probably no point running Bloodseeker for leveling because no one else is providing bleeds. Teddy R, thank you for the Prime. And thank you for the Prime as well, Yo, Casey. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Enjoy the UI, everyone. What's your plan for the start? Going survival and craft for it? So after I've dinged, I'm just going to be playing marksmanship until the season launches, because that's just clearly the best spec from my findings. But for the leveling period itself, I'm going to be playing survival. Because MM with its slow casts and DPS loss from a pet, not really a great leveling spec. What do you think about hunter and raid environment for Midnight? You need at minimum 1 hunter, and on several bosses, 2 hunters is probably optimal. Just mechanically speaking, as for like numbers tuning, nobody knows yet. Yeah, I think they announced 3 or 4 like tuning passes. And I feel like we pretty much knew that was going to be the case anyway, but now that it's like codified, it's nice to know. And I feel validated and justified in having not given a crap about seasonal tuning for now and just focused on preseason stuff, because that's what's right in front of us. That's what's real. Okay, fake news. There's not actually a quest there. I've already done all this leveling prep, but they updated the guide and I want to see if there's anything new in here. For example, is there a fresh low walking quest? No, there's not. Blade in Twilight. That seems to be done already. Devil's Call. Let's try it. What spec you gonna use for leveling? Survival is the plan. Survival PL leveling? Not PL, no. Sentinel is the plan. The things that make PL good are... actually, that's a good reminder, because that means I need to swap to my 2-handed weapon. I should probably upgrade my Harvesters into Diction, which I believe I have, right? I do have one of those. Your Patreon and sub on Twitch is the same benefits? Yes, same benefits. Patreon gives me a bigger cut, though. So that's something. Might as well do a little bit of character prep for leveling. Everyone keeps saying the leveling was survival. What happened to BM? BM is just crappy damage, and it has no more multi-shot, so it struggles with like tagging mobs from afar. Like tagging 2 mobs from afar is now really annoying. It's still a good solo spec mechanically, but it's not as good as it used to be, and survival is really good and does a lot more damage. And also, when it has the tank stuff on its own, it does that better. Why did they remove multi-shot? Because they replaced it with Wild Thrash, which is a pet AoE ability that activates Beast Cleave for you instead. I think it's like rotationally it feels better than multi-shot did, but for strictly leveling and tagging stuff, it's a downgrade, right? LVI any lagging or dropping FPS? I don't know, because I don't use LVI. I use Acer UI, and Acer UI is extremely efficient. Maybe I can demonstrate if I have add-on profiler. Yeah, here you can see, so what's the best way to look at total, I guess? Or average. Total percentage. So there's Acer UI. Acer UI is using less CPU than Archon Tooltip, which is just putting Warcraft log stuff on Tooltip. And in combat, it uses even more crazy less, like up in combat. It has virtually no impact. Let's reset and then hop in combat, and we can see. So now you can see like my entire Acer UI add-on, which does all this stuff. Oh, it handles the cooldown manager, my unit frames, minimap, all kinds of stuff. It's using less CPU than Bartender. And you know why Bartender is on my screen right now? It's like mouse-over bars that aren't even showing. Down here. That is using more CPU than my entire Acer UI add-on in this moment. By like quite a bit as well. Pladinator is using... okay, there's a bit of a jump down. So that's a pretty optimized add-on, in my opinion. I should fix my gear. These... well, actually, there's this leveling spreadsheet with some... Are you going to level as MM or survival? Survival. Perfidious Projector is considered a really strong leveling trinket. I need to farm some Valor Stones to get that upgraded, I think. But I guess that's what we'll be doing today. What am I doing? This is not the upgrade place. Okay, I can just about afford it. Yeah, Azortharion UI is both on Wago app and CurseForge. However, the add-on itself won't, like, you know, my UI is, with, like, my setup for it is available to subs on my Discord. But you can just install the add-on itself and build your UI on that yourself. And that'll be good. Hey, Budgie. You using Rested XP? Is it worth it in your opinion? I am biased because I'm sponsored by Rested XP, Ubergeek, but I will say that before they ever messaged me to sponsor me, I used it for the last 2 or 3 expansions. Just to make leveling smooth. And there's proof of that on my YouTube. You can see me using Rested XP for all my past leveling runs. If you use my link, you get 10% off Rested XP if you do decide to get it as well. Can you show your graphic settings? Sure. In the open world, they're pretty high. Because I do like things to be a little bit pretty in the open world and dungeons. Always wanted to know what makes your tune red and holographic. It's an item called Firewatcher's Oath. This thing right here. It's like a Mr. Pandaria item. FPS blocked. Huh? I mean, I have a driver level FPS cap of like 237 on my... Wow, like if I look into the sky, might be able to reach that. At 222 or so, and that's for G-Sync. How hard is that to get? Easy to get. I think it takes a little bit of time because you have to farm some bloody coins, or is it timeless coins? It's not that hard to get, I think. But I'm also wrong. I mean, it's been years since I grabbed it, so... Hey Variety, hype for midnight. I am hyped for new WoW content. I'm not like, does this make sense, chat? Like, I'm not uniquely hyped for midnight because they killed add-ons and class design is a little bit but I'm hyped for new WoW content. Because I always am on HNP. Norris, thank you for the prime. Enjoy the UI. How you feel about Hunter in Midnight? I feel like all specs except maybe Survival just got straight up downgraded. Can you show frames in a follower dungeon? Like party frames? Yeah, sure. I can hop over and do that real quick. Wait, I need to queue up for that. I can't just enter Lamau. I'm not buying EA this time. I hope they remove that soon. I think early access is here to stay, unfortunately. I mean, I can just hop into a dungeon soon. I just want to set up my character a little bit for leveling. But these are my party frames on the left-hand side. Ignore these. Like these bars over here above them, I think I can't get rid of these in Platinator. Because these guys don't count as friendly NPCs or friendly players. There's some third category that Platinator doesn't touch. Will Mythic Zero be out first week? No one actually knows. It's actually unclear, which is hilarious. Yeah. Because Blizzard hasn't announced anything. Hide them. Well, you can't seem to, because they don't count as friendly NPC or friendly player nameplates. So if you hide those, they don't do anything. They're still there. Didn't they say Mythic Zero on the 17th? No, they said Mythic Zero seasonal dungeons on the 17th. So you guys may know Larius. He writes this a document. I think it was him who put out like a thing that was like... like why I think that they will release Mythic Zero on launch or something, and he had some arguments, but no one knows. So it like you're having to sort of deduce their meaning. What do they mean when they say Mythic Zero seasonal dungeons launching 17th? Does that imply that Mythic Zero non-seasonal dungeons are out before that, or that there's nothing before that? That's ambiguous. There will be a conflict between crafting a two-handed dual wield for survival and even a ranged weapon for BMMM. I mean, yes, that there will be obviously a conflict there, but the answer probably is just that you don't craft a weapon at all. You craft things that are, like, regardless. You're probably not crafting a weapon. Certainly not for BMMM. Because the first boss on Mythic has a weapon. You mentioned below your YouTube video survival PL build with more prio damage. Can you show it? I mean, to be clear... That's a PL build with more prio damage than the Sentinel build that I was running for that video, which is also not seen anywhere, right? But all of that will be in Icy Veins later today. So just hang in there some amount of hours, and Icy Veins will be updated with all the builds you need for leveling and for playing at level 90. Shift V hides the bar and shows only names, no color, this default NPC. Yeah, but then it hides all. Shift V is like the universal nameplate toggle, right? Larius Rated Guide says M0 unreleased with reduced eye level. Yeah, okay. So Larius has spent way more time thinking about it than I have, so I'm happy to just take his word for it. And yeah. Right. Already done all this. Which spec you use for leveling survival sentinel? To get new ability, a mod 90 that become key part of our rotation as BM. BM rotationally is not gaining new abilities between. There is one microscopic thing that changes your rotation at level 90, which is that you get this thing that says when you. How the heck do I get out of here? When you cast basically any ability that isn't kill command, it will buff your next kill command by 30%. And so you always want to like weave another ability in between your kill commands so that all of your kill commands have that buff. Where's the exit? How broken will Devour be? I think it'll be a very strong spec because new specs tend to be, but I don't think it'll be broken. Is Survival just that far ahead of MM and BM for Season 1? I don't know or care about Season 1 because they're going to change that anyway. So it doesn't matter what it's like right now if we know they're going to change it. And they've said they're going to change it. Like normally we just have to assume that they're going to change it, which they always do. But this time they've actually just gone out and say, yeah, we're going to change things on this and this date. So Bloodseeker stacks. What about them? Am I missing context for that question? I thought they said no more class tuning, or is that just for preseason? So no more class tuning until the season. I think March 17th was the next date. Do you think they will use the aim shot cast after feedback? They already did once. I don't think they're going to do it again. So I'm kind of stupid, but I'm kind of sad MM doesn't have buttons anymore. Rotor feels so empty. Yeah. When does M0 start? It depends whom you ask, but from what I understand, it's going to be reduced eye level on launch. Are you happy with survival play-wise? Yeah, it's okay. It's not like better than it has been. Like they haven't improved it, in my opinion. It's just they just haven't destroyed it as much as they've destroyed the other specs. In my opinion. Yeah, it's Stack Sagittarium. It's actually a huge, because your pets inherit your attack speed, and so it's actually a pretty big prio damage talent. You have a bunch of bleeding targets around you, and now you're going to have way more attack speed, and that's going to improve your prio damage. In your view, do you feel that playing Hunter isn't as fun in this expansion given as any others, given the pruning, etc.? Well, I haven't played other classes, and I know that Hunter is not the only class that got pruned, right? So I think everyone's in the same boat to one or another degree. What's the new aim shot cast time outside of 2 shot? What is it, 2.5 seconds? It is better than 3 seconds. That's no cap. Oh, this song, haven't heard this in ages. I guess I'll need to get some, because I want to upgrade that scream. Leveling. What to do? Will Acer's UI CDM remove the shaded clockwise dials again? So it depends exactly what you mean. I mean, like remove them entirely? Is that a pre-quest you're doing? Yeah, so apparently, according to this guide, and I'm just following it blindly, this is a guide through the quest journey's end and keeps it in a quest log, so a teleport item can be used during the 80 to 90 campaign, saving a significant amount of time. So that's why I'm doing this. So just wanted to log in on Friday and go for midnight. Do I need to prep something? You don't need to, but if you're bored, like if you want to play WoW, but there's nothing to do in WoW, which is how I feel, then this gives you something to do. I'm considering not playing Hunter this season. Obviously, they can reach 3k with anything, but for further content, Blizz just doesn't want to see them there. I guess not anymore, because Dark Ranger BM was mega good last season. There's no indication that that Blizzard does not want Hunter to be meta. There's also no indication that they want Hunter to be meta. There's no indication that they explicitly favoritize any particular specs for the M+ meta. They just don't really care to fix the problems there are. The fact that some specs are way more likely to end up there. I mean, for example, Devourer looks really good, and it's a new spec, so you can probably bet on it being good. Okay, and they buffed the magic damage. Okay, so now you're looking for magic damage specs for the Devourer buff. I mean, you can sort of make predictions like that, but no one really knows. Like everything, BM Dark Ranger was the worst spec in the game until they buffed it way too much on accident, and then it was meta. Like they didn't decide, okay, let's make BM Dark Ranger meta now. They had no idea how good it was going to be. How long do you take to do all prepare list? You can spend a good amount of hours if you want to do absolutely everything. I mean, this quest line alone is like an hour. Yeah, rant over. DK Unholy is still very tanky with the it says 1 Midnight and plus mostly rod damage. I have not tested enough Mythic Plus and Beta to have a strong opinion on that. Although in recent Mythic Plus seasons, in general, they've moved away from one-shots and more towards rod damage. So I think it's fair to assume that that trend is going to continue. Was it a point to play survival as melee in raid? It doesn't really matter in your raid. I mean, if it's well tuned and you have the melee spots, then and you're a good melee player because they are different roles, then yeah, I mean you can. Hey JBs, what's up? There's nothing in principle stopping you playing survival if it's well tuned. But if you go survival and you die a few more times on proc because you're not used to melee, then whatever advantage survival has tuning wise is probably eroded. And I think most people are not going to be equally good at both roles if they've been a ranged hunter main for ages. Vilnak, thank you for the prime. Where do you find this prep guide on RXP? I'll show you after this cutscene, which is unskippable for some reason. You right-click sort of on the title window, then Rested XP Midnight, and then pre-expansion preparations, and then quests. That's what I'm going through now. I'm currently on the... I don't know which step I'm on, technically. And then there's the 1 to 90 speed run, which one could run. But of course, I'll be doing the... where is it? Rested XP Midnight, 1 to 90. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just going to follow this continuously. On launch. Last boss to disengage. The suck-in mechanic is unusual for survival. Yeah, I mean, every other use of that mechanic, you just aspect of the eagle, you run out early, you continue your normal rotation, and you play it like it's ranged. And the rest of the time, you have to go out early. Turn in Argus's journal. This section of the guide is complete. Okay, so this is basically teleport instant into light. His hope chapel can only be used once. So that's the... Now I have the item that I needed. Cool. Okay, I'm not going to do the step that requires you to queue for Altrak Valley. I'm good. Have a nice day. These are the battle pet ones that I've already done. Switch to a max level of class trial horde character. Okay. F that, I feel. What are you preparing? I'm just preparing quests for like speed leveling on launch. One thing a free DPS class should be able to count on is at least one of their specs is good. I mean, I suppose, but it depends how you define good. Like, does that just mean average or above? On this extra peddler stuff here, let's see maps. I wanted to go do that, but since there's so much time before Unpleasant, so I'll go chill. Yeah, that's fine. There's no pressure to level quick. I just like to do it. Portal to Northrend Dalaran. What the hell is this add-on doing to my FPS? Mapsoroth thing needs a bit of work. Is the stream blurry for anyone else? I'm currently streaming at very high bitrate with no dropped frames. If I open my own stream on my second monitor, it looks pretty crisp to me. Where's the Dalaran portal? There's definitely an add-on cursing my list is frozen. Why is it frozen? I think the Archon tooltip add-on is having a real rough time right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Archon. Guess I'll get rid of that until they fix it. Is there an error I can give the developer? Let me just DM. Bro, add-on feels real good, saving so much add-ons. Really nice work. Thank you so much. Let me just record my screen real quick. Okay, sorted. There we are. Why does SAUI 1440p scaling has the time bars, but other resolution options don't have this? What do you mean by time bars? Time bars add-on. I don't have any add-on called anything like that. Maybe you mean better timeline, but I don't. Even that I'm actually getting rid of in the next update that I'll push later today. I'm swapped to Bigwigs. But I'm pretty sure even 1440p doesn't have that, so I don't know what you mean by time bars. Let me see. Ability timeline. I don't think any of them are going to have that. Ability, yeah. Maybe the Blizzard one is what you mean? But in any case, I mean, that's all going to be fixed by the fact that I'm using Bigwigs soon. Later today. Alright. Let's do pet battles. Woo. Let me have a look here. Sufu. The things we do for XP. Can I buy Chuck on the auction house? And with which add-on you moving stuff as you wish, like C or options journal? Might be Bliss move. Yeah, Blitz move must be. Has the latest version of your UI been released? No, we're releasing later today. Version 3.7. I'm testing it right now while I'm just preparing. Do you think it's an MM or survival season? I don't know, or yeah, nobody knows, and so because you can't know, I don't care. Does your UI cover all classes and specs? Yeah. What would you rather play, MM or survival? Or the MM, because I'm just not as... I mean, in Mythic Plus, survival probably. In Raid, probably MM. Disregarding patches. I mean, to be clear, I'll play whatever is optimal, regardless of what I prefer. Yeah. Wait, I did... That was a mistake. Derp. Well, that was silly. Go again. Does one-handed weapon being added to Vault disappoint you? I mean... I mean, in the sense that it's more likely that you can get completely worthless things in your vault if like pack leader the dual wheel is not good. Yeah, I mean that sucks. I mean, there'll always be items that are worthless. Quite nice. Blizzard stated when tuning patches will drop takes the guesswork out. Yeah, that's true. That is true. What do you think are the chances defensives get tuned again? Very, very low. Considering like they almost never tuned that, they only tuned it once in response to Sorthas's video. And I just don't think they'll do that again. On quick panel section, UI is kind of buggy when changing current season. Is it for you too? I haven't actually messed with that too much myself, but I think current season. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, we fixed that in the next update. Pit battle looks fun. I never tried. I mean, you just follow like guides on exactly what moves to use in what order, but it's pretty chill. I mean, it's good content for having something on your second screen. UI. Go to Uldum. Midnight prep to use and launch. That's right, here and there. Let me see. Bonus. Do you know if there's a list of the quests I can prep? That I don't know. I'm using the in-game rested XP guide for that. Is it little Katie? Oh, there it is. You can't get it. Okay, let me look for another. What happened to BM? Logged yesterday, multi-shot removed, kill shot, bye-bye, no more 2-minute CDs, bloodshed as a passive, what is happening? Yeah, they pruned it. Multi-shot is replaced by Wild Thrash, which now just activates Beast Cleave for 8 seconds on an 8-second cooldown. Beasted Wrath is the only cooldown. Yeah. They heard the player base say BM just too hard. So, you know. Will there be a GTFO add-on for Midnight? No, I don't think so. At least now I can rate as BM while in my Tesla. Yeah. Might get you stopped by the police though. Hey, D-Soon, what's up? Yeah, D-Soon, of course. Who likes leveling? You want to get it over with as quickly as possible. What am I using here? No presence. Hey, Alex, what's up? Welcome to the stream. What's the actual reason they're pruning all the classes? I don't know what wording they use to describe it. I think they want to make the game more accessible. I don't really know if BM was inaccessible before though, so it's hard to make sense of that. Can these quests be turned in from anywhere? Some of them can, not all of them, but then like the once you're actually leveling, the rested XP guide, like it'll put you through the optimal route to turn them all in. Is it better to wait in Stormwind for the new quests alliance? I think so, but I don't actually know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to research that. Should you use these quests after or before completing the campaign? Yeah, so during the leveling guide itself in Rested XP, it guides you through when to turn them in. I don't know exactly when it is. It's a static amount of XP, so I think it just does it when you don't have to go out of your way so much. Your UI add-on is great, by the way. It's everything I need and now don't need 4 different add-ons to get the UI I want. Thank you so much, Hans Gok in die Luft. Thank you for the kind words. Keep on use them on burn in between. Why does my UI get stuck in its own version and doesn't update by itself? I mean, make sure that you've set the add-on to auto-update in your add-on client. Updated it on Wargo already. So you're saying it's updated in your Wargo app, but in-game it's a different version that what shows in Wargo app? That sounds kind of sus. Are you excited for potatoes? Is this a kind of pet that I've missed out on the new stuff? You'll have to link that. Dexter, thank you for the prime. 27 months. New pet in Midnight. Are they like tiny? Like the marsh gulpers? If so, I'm interested. Although who knows, maybe we'll be using a raw sec as an external in raid, and then you'll possibly want a pet that's you can macro like a defensive to, so that the pet won't die from the sec damage it's taking. Who knows? Wait a moment. Those pets weren't supposed to be dead already, but I didn't really do the right strat. Oh well. Not sure, but they look peculiar. Fair. In the MM spec, how does the passive air superiority actually work? It just works, TM. A hype train has started. Thank you so much, everyone. Emerald Presence. Fame Emerald Bite. Oh, people are saying the script doesn't actually. Enail, thank you so much for the prime. Can we tame capybaras? Yes, you can. Headlining feature. Is it possible to do dynamic color power bar? Not to. We've looked into it and it doesn't seem to be possible. Because you can't do math on that stuff. Midnight PHP, Fame, Hopper, let's see. Those potatoes. Is that what they're called in the internal game file? So they don't look like that much. Oh no, that's what they're called in game. Okay, wonderful. Incredible. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Potatoes. Yeah. Will I get a turn at some point? Well, this is frustrating. The strat on the website just doesn't straight up work. Have you seen it? You can get a +3 agility enchant for shoulders from a PvP vendor in Stormwind. That's half the power of the Augment rune. Yeah, but they're just gonna fix that. That's with all those like fancy old things you can use. I mean, pretty sure that the best temporary weapon enchant for a lot of melee specs in Midnight is some old expansion one that they didn't fix, you know. Dark Nears for Fierce, and Near do well. Nice. Okay, I'll have to find another strat here. How's MM feeling? Very slow. We got raid buff, externals, vegetables. Is there anything Hunter can't do? That's true. You need so many of them. Just lob potatoes at the map boss. Which spec you gonna level with? Probably survival. Dry Ice God, welcome to the stream. Looks like all the plenty animals need a rare tome to drop before you can tame them. Cool. I like those tame challenges. Or unlocks. So what's the prep? We'll give you in advance like almost a full level, I think 70-80% of a level. How would I know? I just hope DK is going to be good in PvP. They're normally pretty good, right? Have you heard about the Endeavors pre-questing? I haven't heard about anything. Like, I'm just following this add-on, and that's all I'm paying attention to. If it doesn't exist in the add-on, I haven't heard about it. Oh, hello. Bro, I'm perma asleep. What is this? I don't get to play the game. There we go. Crystal Song Forest. Are you leveling battle pets? No, I'm completing quests, pet battle quests that I can turn in on launch for an XP bump. Logged. Wait, what? Okay. Don't you do this every expansion? No, I've never done this before. I've never like done pre quest prep before because Rested XP hasn't had it in the past, or I haven't noticed. Normally, I just turn on Rested XP in the expansion launch and I just follow the arrow until I'm level 90. I'm just going to do campaign quests and spam dungeons. Yeah, valid. There's no invalid way to level. Need to see if I can buy an... Nope. Need another strategy. There we are. Free League, thank you for the Prime. Enjoy the UI. Achievement. If the achievement doesn't give XP, I'm not interested. Wait, what? Um, Robins90, thank you for the Prime. Enjoy the UI. Why buffs always shown even if they aren't procced or up? They aren't, or they shouldn't. Do you have the AUI window open? Or do you have like the preview shown or something? Like if you've gone in here and shown preview, you have to hide preview. It's not preview, but there are always icons there. Do you have the CDM window open, like in here or something? Because that also makes them show, as you can see. And if all else fails, then reload UI and you should be good. Nice FPS. What's your PC specs? 9800 X3D CPU and 5090 GPU. Can you share your survival talent build for the leveling? Yeah. Just wanted to say I've been using your UI for a couple of weeks now and it's great. Thank you so much, Robins. I'm very happy to hear it. Anyone else getting error server code when opening a link to Azor UI pack package from Discord? Let me take a look. Still didn't fit. Even a mouse over them I can see on tooltip. Have you reloaded UI at vanilla time? Can you send a screenshot? So installation and then UI pack page. 500 server error. Huh, true. Let's see. I think UI packs is having problems right now. Let me message Noggy. Hire a back. Thank you so much for the sub. Enjoy the UI. Pasteboard. Okay, let's see here. I mean, I was kind of hoping to see the whole screen UI. Like your whole screen? You're gonna level in war mode? I think so. Maybe not off war mode off for the initial part and then turn it on later. Like hopefully you get ahead of the pack. And then once you're sort of cleared most people, then you turn it on because you're not really gonna meet so many people. I think it's the optimal strat. Where is Hygel? Wait. Did you ever find a raiding guild? Oh yeah, I was in a new guild after like a week or so. I'm in Noctis now. I joined it with 5 other members of my old guild with scores. It's the guild run by one of our players, and they are like roughly the same world rank, different raid days, but otherwise same 8 hours a week, 2 days. Okay. And you don't have show preview on, and it keeps showing your version 361. Turn off all add-ons that aren't Azor UI, see if that fixes it. IRL friend Pope plays in Noctis. Oh, Pog. I think he recently quit, though, unfortunately. By the way, Califragilistic, I've just been informed by Noggy that some work is going on the Wago UI pack server, so yeah, it should work later. They are aware, and it's intended. Wait, what? Can I ask how you blurred your in-game chat? I use a OBS plugin called Composite Blur. I use that right there, Benpipe. That's weird as heck, vanilla time. I mean, at that point, I honestly don't know. If the CDM window is closed and the preview is not shown. And yeah, I don't know then. I don't think it's related to our add-on because we wouldn't be because that's not our preview showing up for you. Did you set your edit mode for your buff settings? Like up here in the top right? Yeah. Why does the game think I have the quest proc or oh, because I do. I mean vanilla time, enable hide when inactive. Oh, right. Okay, my bad. Thoughts about Blizzard's balancing schedule? I'm just glad we have one. And I don't really care that much what the schedule is. For me, it's just that I know what it is. That's the POG part. Take portal to Valshara. Is that in there? No. In there? Where's this portal? How can I move the stream tools layer? It's sitting on top of action bars. AUI, streamer tools, GCD history, show anchor, and you can move it around. Oh, hiding in here. These are to dark show though. Does this portal exist or is it fake news? Asa will main Hunter. I mean, yeah, like I've done for the last 16 years. Like, I always main Hunter, bro. I will try out the new version. Come see the move it, and I think it's because it overlaps with the action bar. So just move the action bar, then move the GCD history, or anchor it somewhere, and then use the anchor offsets. Yeah, actually, Felton, go down and move them by the anchor offsets. Am I correct in saying you added truncation to the target frame a while ago? Yes. Well, I mean, if you haven't been updating my profile, say line, then you have to actually go in and enable it. But yeah, target, name text, and then you can see name 99, target 8. So that way, you can see, like if I get targeted by this, I guess it actually still overlaps too much. I guess I need to shorten this a bit. Wow. Target 4. Get out of combat, I think. I need something that actually has a health pool. What do you prefer for leveling? Survival, MM, or BM? Probably survival. What the heck? Did the blue break the truncation? Is there a way to stop the CDM from showing GCD and CD dials? No. Not to my knowledge. Do you have any estimation how much XP this pre-quest give? I think 70 to 80% of a level. There we are, Saline. Where is this portal? So sad Max from Liquid didn't call you. I mean, I told him to call Benchers because I was busy. And I mean, there's not really anything of value to say on a stream like that so early before the season. But I think sometimes people just like to hear people talk, which is fair. Hmm. The Hunter segment was really fast, but it was quite intro level. Yeah, fair. Okay, I'm cooked. I don't know how to get where I need to go. Take portal to Lawless Hill portal, Valshara. But there's no indication where that is. This maps throughout that on is trolling me. Wait, now that portal was labeled Dark Shore before. I swear to God. Do you have any opinions about the areas we're going to next expansion? I haven't even looked at them. I like the look of Silver Moon, though, from having visited it on beta. I don't know about the layout, but I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people just want to complain about things. Like the layout, really? Saw a video on YouTube from Monk. He only did the campaign and ended up in 4 hours, 30 minutes with the finished campaign. He's level 89 with 60, so you can be level 90 in 5 to 6 hours for a casual player. I mean, that guy is like a full-time leveling speedrunner. So, I mean, you're just not going to be as fast as him, right? But you can do it in probably 6 to 7 hours as a casual player, maybe. If you, yeah. Somebody said you will need 9 to 12 hours for the first character. I mean, that seems way too high. Historic, I think the War Within was like 6.5 hours for me or so. So I'm expecting roughly that. And that was completely blind with no quest prep. So, yeah. I'm debating on doing a night level session, but I've worked the next day. If you have worked the next day, then God help you. What's actually the goal for being that fast at leveling? To get the boring leveling over with as quickly as possible so you can move on with your life. That's my goal. There's nothing to do in WoW after that. But there's plenty of stuff to do in life. Yeah, but he has done many practice runs, Reese. So if it takes a dedicated speedrun of 4.5 hours, it's fair to say that it'll take someone doing it blind a little bit longer. What's kind of the base activity to do before reset? Heroic dungeons, I guess. Are you only going to prepare one character? Two hunters. What do you think will be the top spec in Start of Midnight for hunters? I made a whole video about it. Check out the best spec command. How are you actually prepping for Midnight now? What do you get from these? These are quests that I can turn in on expansion launch and get a XP, basically. Do you think there's a chance we get a glyph to change the fuck-ass broomstick to something else? Not soon, but eventually, yeah, sure. If people are loud enough about it for long enough. then I don't see why not. Is there a list of these quests anywhere that you're following? I don't know if there is. I'm just following the in-game rested XP guide. Like everything I'm doing is just coming from the add-on. I just follow the arrow and do what it says. Brain off. Wait. Loot them for... The only pain of survival melee is when a new tank in pre-patch plus 10 plus moves and stand in such bad as Priory. I mean, yeah, just general melee problems, I guess, is what you mean. Are you using Platinator instead of Platamate? Yeah. Yeah, I see no reason for anyone to use Plata anymore, to be honest. Which talent hunter good for M+? For preseason, MM. For season, don't know, don't care. And neither should you. You're leveling a survival? Yeah. Yeah, so preseason MM var hit, and for the season, nobody knows. What are you up to right now? Just testing some bits. Right now, I'm following the Rested XP pre-expansion preparations. Getting a bunch of quests I can turn in for an XP bump at the beginning of the leveling thing. And it's an excuse to test the UI, you know, just running around, see if anything happens. Because I'm testing a new version that will be pushed live later today. So, doing a few things at once here. And also just hanging out with chat. Asus Guide helped me move from BM to play survival in MM. That's awesome to hear. I think without sets and gear, survival will be the best. All the evidence indicates you're incorrect about that. I made a whole video about it. Excuse me. I have to say the open of MM doesn't say use arcane shot. It will later today when it gets updated. Any ideas how much total XP you'll have stored from this? The guide itself claims 70 to 80% of a level, I believe. Of the first level, that is. Oh wait, I need to sort out my... Is the prep guide free? I don't think so, no. I don't know for sure, though. I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't think almost any guide in Rested XP is free. Trainer squeeze, wait. I believe it's part of the midnight guide, because if I go in here, Rested XP midnight, and then it's up here, and it sits alongside the full level 90 leveling guide. So based on that, I think it's part of the same thing. Did you play any beta keys after the changes? If so, how did it do? I actually played a little bit yesterday, but it was like fairly low keys with really, really cursed groups. But yeah, I did test it. Fraser, what would you like to know? Is there a way to make kill command be grayed out when it has 0 charges? No, we do not think so. Yeah. Why potions are now in the middle section, not on player frame? I mean, the reason anyone had it on player frame, Trescu, I mean, okay, the reason I once had it on player frame is that it wasn't possible to have it in the middle section. I see no reason at all to have it on the player frame. Because it's a DPS cooldown, effectively. So why not have it with all the other DPS cooldowns? The question is not why, the question is why not, in my opinion. Do you use your own APL for SimC? No. When you use Mimiron, Mimiron is not necessarily updated with the latest APL at all times during the beta stage. So for MM, I mean, yeah, so MM theory crafting, I've been adding to, like, for example, volley and stuff to the base APL. How's the single target damage? It was pretty decent. MM loses very little single target in its Mythic Plus build in Midnight, which is nice. Would you recommend changing to the leveling build for the expansion launch? Yeah, of course. Leveling build for leveling, other builds for other things. Let me see. Can I move racial to player frame? Yeah, I mean, you can move any icon, just control click and drag. Will there be a 100 chat video with Ace Benches and Yagi in the coming future? I mean, there's no such thing planned, but that doesn't mean definitely not, right? Is there an overview of 100s and Icy Veins when it says this is the best spec for X and this is for Y? No, that's what my video is for. There may be such a thing when the season actually comes out, but I'm not going to do that when everything is still in flux. Why am I not? There we go. Icy Veins is like guides for the specs. It's not like a meta guide to Hunter in general. Rescue. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm done with all the pet battle stuff. And I've already done this heritage armor stuff. No, seems well. Holy heck. Gorma. Thank you so much for gifting 10 subs. Gorma TV. And grats to Troll Quinn, Reist, Papa Bless, Scooty, Bruticus, Dextorian, Realms, Volvang, Hypern, Raw, Cutie Woo. Grats on the subs. I'm a French hunter, but I don't speak English, but I want to thank you for everything you do for us hunters. Well, thank you so much for the gifted subs, and thank you for the kind words as well. You did get lucky, Papa Bless. Can you please explain how you used in the Talent Loadout X add-ons? What's the benefit over Blizzard's Talent Loadouts? Mainly that it's not a drop down. It's just easier to update them quickly. It's just better in every single way, Felton. Like if I want to update this, I just what is it? Edit, right? And I just change the string and bam. Whereas if you want to edit a Blizzard loadout, I mean, you gotta like set it, then change your build, and then you save a new. Like it's a mess, in my opinion. Right, navigate. Stormwind, then Valdraken, then Badlands. The duration text and buff sometimes shaking. Do you know why? I've heard this bug, but I haven't encountered it myself. But we are aware of it. It's something on us to fix. Can't decide what to pick between Dev Evoker and MM Hunter for Midnight. Well, it's hard to advise. It depends on what sort of forms the basis of your decision. I think like one other person has mentioned it a little time, so it's not just you. But yeah, it's always difficult when it's a bug that we can't reproduce. That happened to me first time I installed Cooldown Manager Centered or whatever it's called. I mean, do make sure vanilla time that you have no other CDM related add-ons enabled. Because that can cause like any kind of issue. A million different issues from that. As well, Dragon. Is the MM single target damage from the M Plus still bad? No, actually, on that particular front, MM is doing the best of all three specs. It only loses like 3% of its full single target potential in its Mythic Plus build, which is crazy. That is the lowest it's ever been, and it's one of the lowest in Hunter history. Man, I miss Valdraken. Valdraken went way harder than Donegal, in my opinion. Yeah. Do you think min-max mentality? Do you think the min-max mentality is toxic when people choose something over something like 0.5% sim? Sometimes I feel like with deviation it doesn't matter in some gear stats choosing. Well, I mean, sims take the deviation into account, right? But do people spend a lot of time and energy over 0.5% differences that if they spent on the same time and energy on almost anything else, they would get more than 0.5% out of it, like practice or studying up on their rotation? Yes, definitely. So we don't lose damage from different talent choices, but damage is just badly tuned. I mean, is MM damage badly tuned? I don't know. I guess everything is badly tuned compared to Arcane Mage right now. And right, what am I doing here? Wait, did I go here for no reason? I went here for no reason. I think more FPS and fast latency is the best chance at more DPS. I mean, if your FPS is super bad, then yeah, improving FPS can probably improve your DPS, but past like 60, I don't really think that's true. And latency doesn't, I mean, once again, unless your latency is super horrible, I don't think there's a DPS difference between, let's say, 20 and 50 milliseconds of latency. Or even 100. Can you share what toy you're using to give that reddish glow? It's called Firewatcher's Oath. It's not just a glow, it also turns you into a Tauren, because normally my character looks like this. I think I'm done with this stuff. Yeah, looks like I am. So now, that's pretty much it. I guess I'll send any errors to UI dev if I got any. But other than that, rate FPS is bad for my CPU. I mean, I think it's the other way around. Like, your CPU is bad for your rate FPS. But I mean, and yeah, I mean, if your CPU really sucks, then your rate FPS will suck. But you can also, there's a lot of, more efficient UI will also help probably. All right, let me see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's the end of the stream because I have nothing more to do. But I'll be back again maybe tomorrow if I find more prep to do. But otherwise, it's going to be, Thursday night launch. If you find yourself at work and you can't play yourself, then maybe tune in, hang out. Yeah. Is it possible to buffs inverse, like inverse swipe? That's coming in the next update, I believe. Is it already in the version I'm testing? Position, appearance. Not yet, but coming. Is mage a good pick for a main? Yeah, I mean, you can probably do worse. I mean, guaranteed rate spot, right? And historically quite good in Mythic Plus. Historically a better bet than Hunter for Mythic Plus meta. So if you enjoy it, it's not a bad one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like the stream, be sure to follow. If you really like it, consider subbing here on Twitch on my Patreon. And you can get access to my Hunter UI. But I should stop saying Hunter UI. It's not my Hunter UI, it's my Everything UI. Which is what you're seeing on screen right now. And at higher tiers of Patreon, you can also get a log and VOD reviews from me. Like I'll literally make a video going over your logs and everything for you. And at the very highest tiers of Patreon, you can have coaching at a very cheap rate, which is like Discord one-on-one stuff, which will help you out in midnight. And but even just as a Twitch sub, you have access to like this channel on my Discord where you can see 100 coaching videos I've made for others, and you can basically benefit from those. Other than that, if you want to speed level during the expansion, check out the RXP command in my chat. You can get 10% off on Rested XP, and I get a kickback obviously. So I'd appreciate if you use my link. Basically, if you're the kind of person who doesn't really like leveling and just wants to get it over with, and you don't mind paying a little bit to basically save a bunch of hours on that stuff and stress, then check out Rested XP. You have 30 quests prepped outside of Pet Battle Quest. I don't think I have 30. I have a lot, but I don't think it's 30. I don't know how many it is. I have however many Rested XP is giving me. Alright, until next time, wish you all a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. See you boys and girls next time. Sao Paleni, is that LVI? No, this is Azor UI. If you do the UI command in chat, you can find it. Alright, bye-bye.